Out of all the characters I've built in Fae, none have been as important as my Clair. What started out as a small, funny, uber res set slowly evolved into the face of my channel. With her refined, I slowly began to develop her more and more. Within due time, I was able to plus 10 her. Today, I finally will reveal what I've truly made my Clair into. In Fae today, some of the scariest units in the meta possess the ability to passively debuff a foe. Legendary Chrom and Dusel are terrifying for both having great bulk and a passive -9 to both attack and defense. Flyers, although not nearly to the same extent, have gotten a taste of this through Rhine skills. These are great passives, but nothing too absurd. Here's where flight skills come in. Their descriptions can be confusing, so allow me to explain what they actually do. Their effect first must meet a threshold, but an admittedly wide one. If your unit's speed plus 10 is greater or equal to the foe's speed, the skill takes effect. For example, if you have 45 speed and the foe has 55 speed, the threshold will still activate. The skill inflicts a penalty to the foe's attack and defense equal to 50% of the difference between the defensive stats, causing up to -7 for each as a passive penalty. Wyvern Flight judges defense, Pegasus Flight judges res. So if I had 44 res and the foe had 30, 44 minus 30 is 14, which would allow the skill to inflict a passive -7 attack defense. Confusing, but effective. At maximum effectiveness with an attack rain, this inflicts as high as a -11 attack passively. With this in mind, allow me to reveal my set. With Distant Ward, this passive activates almost always at full potential against squishy mages, who she can easily tank and retaliate against. I would run Distant Counter, and I used to, but honestly, considering she's a flyer, sacrificing countering bows and daggers for more res and attack is way better for her. With speed res solo combined with ward, she hits 52 res enemy phase, which is more than enough to inflict a solid penalty on her foes. Even without ward, she still gets 47 res against non-magic foes. Rompfaya makes her one of only 2 flyers who can use Flashing Blade, the other being Seda. With her already great speed and res, it pairs wonderfully with a Rain Flight set and allows her to proc Ether basically every other combat. I could run plus speed, but I prefer plus attack since not only does she need it with her low base attack, but because it's also a super boon. To summarize, she gets access to Flashing Blade in her weapon, dual effectiveness, up to -11 in passive debuffs to her foe's attack, -7 to their defense and -4 to their speed, excellent speed and res, over 50 res against dragons and mages, and she can quickly and easily proc Ether repeatedly. Now this is all great on paper, but how about we put it to the test?
Bruh.
This'll just take a moment.
I don't think so.
Too late! You brute! You should be honored. You should be honored. You should be honored. On your knees. You brute.
I will protect my people.
On your knees. On your knees. On your knees. You brute. On your knees. On your knees. On your knees. You brute! You should be honored. You brute! You should be honored. You brute! Too late! You are in my way! Too late! Too late!
I won't back down!
先にじっとしてれば見もしないって言ったくせに。
自分を知れ。そんな美味しい話があると思うのか。お前のような人間に。なんてひどい野郎。
God, I love this character.